what I hear you say is that if you're really looking at, does it, are you connected to it? Does it resonate with who you are?
Totally. And it's interesting to have it fed back that way because it's on a continuum. It's not digital, yes, no. It's how much am I aligned with this work or this project or this vision? Am I 10% aligned? Am I 50% aligned? Am I 80% aligned? And so the more that I can move the needle over to full alignment, then I bring more passion, I bring more creativity, I bring more of my natural talents and gifts to that project, as opposed to, in fact, I've never thought about it in this terms, but where I'm probably 10% aligned, you're getting 10% of the best of me.
Interesting.
I can put hours in, I can put dedication in, I can put skills and talents into that, but you're only getting 10% of me. As the needle goes across over to the 90%, 95%, then it's, yeah, those are the projects that turn me on.
Wow. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, I've created the passionometer. That's what I do. I ask people, I said, you're talking about a project, right? And I do some of this work in my Coach for Life training. I do some of this in the Foundation for Inspired Learning, where we're training facilitators. I do this with my coaching clients, my visionaries, that come to me. And they're talking about a project, and I'll say, okay, so how passionate are you about this project? And I'll go, well, it's worthwhile, and the world needs it, and there's a lot of good that's coming out of it. We're bringing it to other continents of the world, and that's fantastic. That's great. The project is 100% meritorious. It's obvious that this project needs to get done. I didn't ask you that question. I asked you, what is, using your word, what is your connection in terms of your level of passion for this specific project? And it's very telling on this passionometer that if they go, well, I inherited this from the foundation that I'm responsible for. I inherited this from the company that I work with. I inherited this from my parents and grandparents who were involved with this. I get that, thank you. I get that is worthwhile work to do. But let me come again back to you. Is this your passion? Is this why you're here on this planet? Do you get a sense of fulfillment by being a participant or contributor to this project? If the answer to that is sort of, well, let me think, they're not. Someone that's really passionate about it is going to go, yes! It's not just, yeah, I guess I'm excited about it. So anyhow, there's that, where are you?
That's wonderful. What are you most proud of in your life? And this can be with anything, not necessarily work. It can be with recreational, church, school, anything. What are you most proud of in your life that stands out in the forefront of your mind?
Proud of. There's one overarching thing that I'll share, and there's one specific thing that happened in my life that I'm very proud of. Overarching would be living my own life. The life I'm meant to be living. The life that I was born to live. Incredibly proud of that. And it's also, it's hugely humbling to say that, because there's so much more to do there. I think one of the things that happened to me at around, I'll say 35 years old, 33 years old maybe. Up until that point in time, my belief system was that the way that I was working and being in the world was hardwired. And for me, that means that couldn't be changed. It was just part of my DNA. My physical DNA, my spiritual DNA. Well, I didn't think of those in that terms then. But that it was not possible to change. And during that period of my life, I did a lot of introspection and reflection and reading, because I was frankly miserable. I was working hard, I was incredibly successful. People looked at me and go, "Oh my God, he's making lots of money, he's living in a different country, he's, you know, very, very high up relative to his age in the corporate setting that I was in that point in time." And there was a sense of emptiness inside of me. And the thing that clicked was that I had the capacity to change core beliefs.
Wow.
And so for me, and at this point in time, in terms of being able to articulate it, it was anyone who's familiar with computers knows sort of the evolution of the operating systems, right? And so the applications that I'm running on my computer now, my actual computer, could not have run on an operating system that was available in 1980, you know, like the MS-DOS, for example, right? And so in order for the applications to become more robust, the operating system has also had to change over time to support the things above it. And I see that as a great metaphor in my life, is that the beliefs that I had, the inner understanding of who I was when I was 33 years old, there's no way in hell that could support the kind of life that I'm living now. So, you know, a lot of people talk about the inner work. This is really what we're talking about, is how do I change that inner operating system within myself that is a bigger platform, that's a more robust platform, that allows then the articulation, the expression, the creativity, all the gifts that I have to offer to really be fully expressed. So if someone else from the outside was looking at me at 33, I'm incredibly successful. From the inside, I was a hollow shell.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's much more congruent. People look at me and there's admiration, there's appreciation, there's gratitude, and all of that. And I love getting that. My ego loves that still. But the real test is, am I happy with myself? Do I have a sense of inner fulfillment, inner congruency?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. How's that?
That is wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome.
You know, I think that there's so much value to hearing it from that, you know, from your perspective. You know, like you said, from the outside, we have a certain perspective, and for you to share that, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for that.